What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Is it me, or is Satan having a very good year? He is getting dates on Match.com. He's getting a lap dance from Lil Nas X. He's on Lucifer and Good Omens and Sabrina. There's a tiny demon inside of me that's titillated by this. So today, I wanted to talk about the changing face of Satan in the media, humanity's evolving ideas about evil, and how, curiously, the devil himself is becoming the mascot of LGBT and humanist causes. Perhaps the time has come, you guys, to embrace the dark side. Satan's portrayal in the media has changed pretty much every few hundred years. At first, Satan was portrayed as a beautiful but fallen angel. This is pretty much in line with Lucifer's origin story. But by the Middle Ages and through colonial times, something interesting happened. Satan's theology had become more complex and developed, and people started to see him as a literal demon with animalistic features like horns and hooves. Why did Satan evolve to be a beast? It was probably in response to the threat of paganism. Pagans worshipped the natural world. They were accused of worshiping false gods and all kinds of witchy business. So naturally, people killed them, and that's why they couldn't have nice things. Paganism still had a huge impact. They probably inspired most of the traditions we associate with Christmas and Easter at the very least. Back to Satan, it's fitting that he was basically portrayed as a goat. Now by the 1800s, Satan had evolved yet again, but this time, he was more familiar. He started to look like a human. Victorian Satan reflected changing ideas about the nature of evil. Evil was no longer the threat of the natural world or a deceptive beast. Evil became human. It's a temptation lurking inside all of us, a temptation for sex or money or fame. And this is how the deal with the devil trope gets started, where a beloved character in a story surrenders something valuable to a devilish being in exchange for some kind of personal perk. Satan's popularity simply explodes in the 60s with Hollywood horror classics like Rosemary's Baby.
He came up from hell and begat a son of mortal woman. Hail, Satan! Hail, Satan!
But it's not just the movies. In the 70s, Satan even got his own church. Today, membership with the Church of Satan is booming. Very interesting, very curious. Why could that be? Someone, somewhere out there, would, say this is because humans are becoming evil and we're succumbing to Satan and, oh God. But I have a different take on this. I think part of it is that humans have a morbid curiosity. We're weirdly compelled by very dark and disturbing things. I mean, just take a look at the success of the true crime genre. Are true crime junkies okay? But I think the other part of Satan's appeal is that he is sort of this timeless, classic symbol of rebellion. Satan is kind of a sex icon. This guy he's always seducing or banging someone. By leaning into the Satan as a seductress trope, Lil Nas X managed to piss off like 900 million people in, 30 seconds flat. The music video for MONTERO was apparently so upsetting that literal government figures had to weigh in on Twitter, because of course they did. She really said no fun allowed, huh? It's ironic to me. There are millions of kids all over the world who are still being told that if they're gay, they'll go to hell, they'll burn for eternity. That is some next level mindfuckery that is so much more evil than a lap dance. In that context, the embrace of occult imagery by queer artists isn't that surprising. In MONTERO, he's kind of turning this on his head, right? He's playfully questioning who the real villains are in biblical stories. When he goes up to heaven, he's judged and stoned to death with a butt plug, which makes it a little better, but not much. But when he pole dances on down to hell, well, then he's free to dance, to love, to claim his power, and just to be, to exist. And I mean, think about all that history, all that context, right? Satan is basically the original gay ally. The Church of Satan is another really interesting incarnation of Satan in modern times.
Satanism is really about not letting myself off the hook, trying to continually advocate for people, especially people who aren't able to advocate for themselves.
The Church of Satan is a legally recognized church here in the United States. They don't worship Satan, they don't even believe in a literal Satan, and it's probably the actual beliefs of the Satanic Church that is drawing a lot of people in. Empathy, reason, justice, bodily autonomy. The freedom to be offensive, very important. Respecting science, reckoning with your mistakes, a spirit of compassion over blind obedience to authority. You guys, this is a cult I could sell my soul to. Satanism is leaving the mark of the beast all over the country right now with a wave of lawsuits. In Texas, they're challenging abortion laws that require people to view an ultrasound on the grounds that it violates their satanic beliefs. In Arizona, Satanists are currently fighting for the right to offer a blessing before city council meetings, like the Christian groups in the area have done for decades. And a similar case to that one was actually already fought and won in Alaska.
Man can show up in July in an October outfit and act like a fool and
Come on,
I agree. Okay.
we're giving a lawful order to leave.
Over in Arkansas and Minnesota, they are attempting to erect a satanic statue next to statues of the Ten Commandments at the state capitol.
Different beliefs mostly came together to say all or none. If the Ten Commandments get to sit on Capitol grounds, so do the statues of their representative religions.
Oh, that just feels trollish. But it's also, sort of legally consistent. In America, religious liberty isn't supposed to favor any particular religion. So whether it's a troll or not, it definitely forces lawmakers into a bind. Like, either you have to admit that you're kind of biased toward one religion, or they have to really open it up to every religious group. If Satanist causes continue to gain cultural relevance, Satan may evolve in history yet again. Not just as a sexy, cool symbol of rebellion, but as a mascot for humanist causes. And to that I say, Hail Satan. Alright, my devilish darlings, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.